Okay, everyone, you're welcome again to another learning session. Today in our English class, we will be looking at different categories of animals. Different categories or different groups of animals. Someone will be wondering, what are we doing with animals in English class? Yes, we're going to look at them because these animals that we are studying, the names that we'll be looking at are their English names. Okay, we'll be looking at the English names of these animals. Remember, when you're learning a language, you need to learn the names or whatever it is that anything is called in that language. Okay, so today we are learning the names of these different animals in English language, and also we are going to see the different categories, the different groups that animals are grouped into. So the first group we're going to look at here is the group they call the domestic animals. The group of domestic animals. What do we mean by domestic animals? Domestic animals are those animals that are found where men live. They are found at the abode of men. They could be in the houses where men live, living with them, or they could be in the farm. They can also be called farm animals. Okay, so domestic animals are animals that are reared at home. They are taken care of at home by man. They are not wild. They are not dangerous to man. They are tame, they are calm, and they are taken care of at home by man. Now I'm going to draw a parallel between these animals that we call domestic animals and those we find in the zoo. Somebody may say, okay, what about zoo animals? After all, man is taking care of them. Yes, but a zoo is a particular place where you have those animals with trained people taking care of them. But when we talk of these other ones, you don't need training. They are calm, they are tamed animals. They are not dangerous animals. Okay, so they are called domestic, home animals, house animals, or farm animals. So some of them you see are dog, goat, pig, rat, parrot, llama, horse, rabbit, hen, donkey, cow, sheep, camel, guinea pig, duck, hamster, and cats. So all these animals we have mentioned, they are animals that you find at home with man, or you find in places where men live, or on the farm being reared by men. Now, some of these animals are used as food for man. Some of these animals, the purpose for which they are being reared by man is for food. The most common one here is the chicken, even pig, and then goats. These animals are mostly reared for their meat. They serve as food for man. Then you have dogs. Most times dogs are reared for maybe for pet's sake or for being a guard dog. Okay, they can be used as guard dogs, and they can be used as pets. Cats, the same thing, they can be used as pets. Okay, then sheep is also raised for meat, and at the same time raised for the wool that is used in making certain clothing. Okay, and then we have horse used to be a means of transportation in those days, but currently it's just used for sports. It's used for certain sports and for some games, and then for luxury, just relaxation. Camel, I think in some remote parts of the world today, is still being used as a means of transportation. Okay, so even donkey, it used to be a means of transportation way back. So these are some of the animals that are called domestic animal. Oh, I won't forget to mention parrot. Parrot is a very interesting domestic animal. Some people keep parrots as a pets, and they could be fun, to have as pets. So the next category we're going to look at is the category of wild animals. So the next category is that of wild animals, like I mentioned. So here you have some wild animals, and I'd like to mention that these are the kind of animals that you will find in the zoo. Though naturally their habitat, their home is supposed to be the jungle. That's where they should be. Okay, but for some reason man has decided to create zoo for them, but that's not their home. That's not their natural abode. And these are the animals that they are kept in the zoo because man cannot keep these ones at home like domestic animals or create a farm for them. Why? These are wild. They are dangerous animals. They are not tamed. They are animals that can attack man. They can be dangerous, okay, to humanity. So these animals need to be controlled. Either they stay in the jungle or forest where they belong, or desert, wherever, or they are kept in the jungle where experts or professionals are taking care of them. Okay, so examples, we have elephant, lion, zebra, hippopotamus, monkey, tiger, and then you have, this is a leopard, and then you have a giraffe, that's a giraffe over there, a bear, rhinoceros, most times is shortened to rhino. And then this is a wolf, a koala, hyena, and a kangaroo. So these are some examples of animals that are tamed or termed wild animals. Wild animals. Their abode is out there in the wild, in the forest, in the jungle. They don't live with man at home. They can only be found in the zoo. That's the closest place to man that they can be found. And somehow the zoos are kept for maybe visits or to get people acquainted with some of these animals. Because without a zoo, there is no way some people will ever see these animals live. You know, they may only see them on TV, in pictures and stuff like that. But the zoo gives opportunity to people to see these animals live. Okay? All right, quickly, the next category we're going to look at is the category of the animals called aquatic animals. Aquatic animals. Whenever you hear something aquatic, it refers to water. Okay, like when you have aquarium, you know, it's where you keep fish, an artificial home created for fish. So aquatic refers to water animals, aquatic animals. So some examples here, these animals that live in water, okay? They are found in water. For example, you have goose, you have a shark, this is a penguin, this is crab, whale, catfish, crayfish, dolphin, fish, batfish, oyster, and octopus. Now, it's important to note that here we just wrote fish, but there are a lot of categories of fish. Different fishes exist. So this is just one kind of fish, okay? And there's no way everything can be brought out that will represent the various categories of fish that exist, okay? But just to know that fish is one of the numerous creatures that are found in the water. You have octopus, oyster, batfish, dolphin, shark, and the rest of them. Okay, so these are animals found in water. Okay, before I round off with this session, it's important to know that the previous two categories that we looked at, the domestic animals and the wild animals, the animals found on land, they are land animals. We say they are found in the jungle or in the forest, or it could be desert, okay? They're in the wild. So those animals are found on land, but these are in water and they are aquatic. All right, so the last group of animals or categories of animals we're going to look at is that of the amphibians / the reptiles. Though they are not the same thing, okay? But we just grouped them together because there are some similarities that exist between them, okay? But amphibians are different from reptiles. So first, let's talk about the amphibians. Amphibians are those animals that they love to live in moist environment. Moist, that means areas that are wet. That's where you find amphibians. They found in areas that are wet, and they lay their eggs in water most of the time. And their skins are kind of slimy and soft. Those are amphibians for you, okay? So examples are frog, toad, then a salamander. So these are some examples of amphibians. Now, when we talk of reptiles, Reptiles are those animals that have scaly skin. Their skins are scaly, they are rough, okay, and most times these reptiles are found in the desert, and some of them in certain waters, like the crocodile in ponds. You can find them also in water, some of them, and others in the desert. But one major feature about all of them is that they have scaly body cover, the scaly and rough body cover. So you have examples of the crocodile, you have tortoise, you have the iguana, lizard, the chameleon, and the rest. So those are examples of reptiles. Okay, so this is the last group of animals we are going to consider. So I hope we've learned something. At least we've learned some names. There's no way you get all the names at once, but the good thing is you can always refer to this video to get your names right. So if you're trying to recall anyone, you can always refer to the videos, and over time you get acquainted with all the names. So I hope to see you again next week. Until then, stay safe and stay blessed.